Hey guys, it's Jim Kia. So I am back from my trip today. I went up into the Apollonia area to look at some land for some clients. Um, and I actually found something. And the great thing is with networking with people, and in that area, property for land can range anywhere from 50,000 to 100,000 Ghana cedis per plot. But because of just networking with people and say, hey, help me out. I got some clients that are looking for some land. Can you give us a discount? And that's what they did. Just trusting that me as an agent, that I can also bring them other buyers to help them sell their land or their other properties. What I've learned so much being here in Ghana and doing business, it's all about building relationships with people and building trust. It's very important, whatever business that you do. And once you understand that, you will get far. Definitely get far here in Ghana because it is a network system. Everything that we do here is a network system as far as doing real estate. For once, I want everybody to know that as a real estate agent, I have no MLS system here. So in order for me to find properties, I have to go to multiple websites, network with other agents, looking in different posts. So for one, it does take a bit of time to find properties and to find land, and just talking to people and getting that system going of, hey, what you got? And then they'll randomly send me stuff. Hey, I got this over here. So it's definitely a network system. So anything that you do, especially here in Ghana, you need a team, and that team will work for you. And there's no I in anything here. Even just going out to talk and do business, I generally will have someone with me, and generally a local person, because one, I don't fully speak the language, and two, I always like for someone to be aware of what's going on in the conversations, because we know a lot of times the conversations, they'll start off talking English and then they'll switch up and start speaking in a language. And me as an American, I want to know everything that's going on, especially when doing business. And, even though we have conversations and I'm like, hey, can you please just continue speaking in English so I understand everything? So it's important to be bold in what you do. But then when you're with a bunch of people, they are very respectful and they will find themselves reverting back to English so I can understand. So those are some of the things that you deal with here in Ghana, where I am currently when doing business. So I'm putting out this little bit of information because these are like little things on a day-to-day basis. A lot of people are coming, they want to register a business, they want to do business here in Ghana, but doing everyday business in Ghana, it can be a challenge. But it doesn't always have to be. One, I would say pack your patience, pack it good, and know that there are going to be challenges and there's going to be things that you're not used to and not accustomed to, but don't expect all of that to change overnight. Just because that's what you're used to. You know what I'm saying? We are experiencing a different culture. And I think that's really important for us to understand, because, it's simple. We go here, we register our business, we get our branding, we get our logo and everything. But the most important thing that you have to deal with is people. Communication is the key. Communication is everything. You guys know that. You got to be able to communicate, and you got to have patience communicating with people, especially when they're speaking a different language than you are. And sometimes, even if they are speaking language, I find myself that I have to slow down my language. Yes, I'm from the East Coast. We tend to talk fast, you know. So I have to realize, even me speaking English, they can't sometimes understand. So it's just being aware. Awareness is very important. Awareness will give you peace, because once you're aware of, you know, other people and aware of yourself and how you're acting and what you're putting out there, it becomes less stressful, because now you can make a conscious decisions like, okay, I need to slow down my language. Okay, I understand that their concept of time is different from mine. Those are the things that we have to think about when we're doing business. The other big thing is documentation. You know, as foreigners, as Americans, as a real estate agent, everything is about documentation. Everything needs to be writing. Here, that's not always the case. They do a lot of verbal agreements. So getting them to understand, hey, this is how we do business. This is how we're going to do business the correct way, because this is what's going to protect us all, right? So again, it goes back to communication when you're doing business and letting people know what your standards are. And you know what? If they don't want to comply to your standards, then you just go about your business and work with someone else, because it's not worth the headache. You know, don't change who you are just to go along, you know, especially when these things that you are doing are, one, legal. That's what you're supposed to be doing. And you're setting standards for yourself. And generally, you're going to end up setting standards for them as well. They're going to see how you do business. And then they're going to try to mirror that, because as we come here as foreigners, they watch us, you know, the local people, they watch us. They watch what we say. They watch how we portray ourselves and the things that we do when we conduct business. So it's very important that we always maintain ourselves, be nice, be professional, but also stand your grounds and have standards in everything that you do. So I just want to get on here and just talk a little bit so you guys can kind of understand what I go through on a day-to-day basis, a little about doing business here in Ghana. I'm a real estate agent here, but this pertains to any type of business. When you come here, you know, these are things that you have to be aware of. So I would definitely say communication and awareness is key, okay, when you're doing business here. So thanks. I just want to give you guys that little tip. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys following me. I appreciate the comments. And some of you do leave comments, you know, oh, why is she selling our land? Go put yourself under another rock. Who thinks like that anymore? You know, and I'm not even going to respond to that anymore. You know how it is, people, social media, people always got something to say. There's always some negativity somewhere, but I am not subscribing to negativity. The Most High God is wonderful. He has given me a spirit of excellence and a spirit of peace, and I am going to maintain my peace from now on. So I will chat with you guys later, and have a wonderful and blessed and prosperous day. Oh, it's Friday, so hey, the whole weekend, okay? And just so you guys know, I don't work on Sundays. That is my rest day, okay? So if you try to reach out to me on Sunday, you probably won't get me, okay? Talk to you later. Peace.